Hi and welcome everybody being here with me. Today we're going to talk about communications in academic writing. Communications in when we talk about in academic writing. Starting from this slide, this introduces the central theme of the presentation, the significance and evolving role of communication in academic writing. We begin by framing how academic writing functions as a vehicle for the transmission of knowledge across disciplines and institutions. So, this slide sets the stage for exploring examples. We will move on with, we're going to give you examples from the government, from the universities and corporations in North America, and we will provide a roadmap of what to expect in academic writing. Let's move on to our next slide, and we will talk about more in details. Academic writing is the cornerstone of scholarly and scientific discourse. This slide explains how it ensures clarity, enhances the credibility of ideas, enables peer collaboration, and shapes public and institutional policy. For academics, it supports career advancement and plays a vital role in publishing, funding applications, and teaching. This is very important to know. And now we will talk about the recent trends in academic writing. Um, in the modern era, academic writing is increasingly supported by digital tools and AI, such as ChatGPT. Uh, Here we will discuss how these tools are enhancing accessibility, standardizing tone, and reducing uh, editing times. It also highlights the trend towards open access, visual storytelling, and cross disciplinary collaboration in research communications. So it's important to talk about the government as well. If we talk about the government institution, we can see that uh, we can now explore how U.S. government agencies like the NIH and CDC use academic writing in policy making and public health communications. Research briefs and scholarly publications from these institutions serve as evidence based tools that inform both domestic and global stakeholders. So, this is the first slide for the government institutions. I'll talk about this in one or two more slides, and we will see uh, how it contributes to the academic writing. So, we look at Canadian government now, Canadian government's communication with special emphasis on institutions like the NRC and the Public Health Agency of Canada. So the Canada.ca style guide plays a major role in standardizing government publications to ensure consistency, accessibility, and clarity. In next, we're going to talk more about academic writings in the universities avenue, how we deal in universities. When we talk about the U.S. university now, here we will highlight how universities in the United States contribute to academic writing through scholarly journals, graduate research, interdisciplinary centers. So it mentions influential publications and research conducted at institutions like Elon University, Harvard, demonstrating how students and faculty alike shape communication trends. And when we talk about the Canadian universities, it's very important that we also talk about the Canadian universities. Canadian universities like the University of Toronto and McGill University play a pivotal role in academic and communications. Here we can provide detail how government funding bodies like SHRC support research that translates into policy recommendations and social innovation, highlighting Canada's bilingual academic landscape. And it's also important to talk about some huge mega corporations as well. So, how academic writing is important. So, here we will delve deeper into why academic writing remains indispensable. It improves knowledge transmission, aids in policy formation, supports student learning, and builds global partnership. Clear writing leads to impactful science, especially in multidisciplinary projects and high-stake research areas. So now we will try to define some of the important segments of the academic writing. So in this case, we will talk about we can introduce the first five components of the academic writing, like the title and the keywords, abstract, introduction, literature review, and methods. Each plays a role in setting the context, framing the research questions, and guiding the reader through the study design. So this is important, and if we talk more in detail about this specific some of the sections, as I said, title, keywords, abstract, introduction, literature review, and method, and then we write the results, discussion, conclusion, references, and then at the end we write the bibliography or the references. So for the title and the keywords, title should tell the actual topic of the paper, research paper, or the article you're writing. Abstract is kind of a summary to this. Introduction is like you have to tell some background information, and then for the literature review you have to give references of various other books or articles or research publications from where you took your material for your research. Then you have to explain the methods, like if it is a science or business subject, for what kind of methodology you are using, which is very important. Then at the end you do all of your work, and you with mathematical equations or the models, or you try to explain a methodology, and you come up with some results. They can be either visual results, or tables, or figures, or graphs, or whatever. Then you do an analysis, like a discussion. What is your contribution? What were the gaps that you fulfilled? What is your contribution? And then you conclude, said that this was the objective, this was the issue. I use this methodology, and this is my conclusion. Then at the end you write the references within the brackets, the section number so and so, writer number so and so, if possible the URLs or websites. And if it needs some more extra annexure or supplemental material, let's say for example you're writing a paper about government policy, and there are like 10 different issues you discussed, but each policy has its own supplemental material. Let's say for health, separate annexure; for education, separate; for transport, separate. That you can add those with it, right? So say for example, let's take a case study and let's discuss this. If we take a case study, so in this slide we examine a 2025 study by Zoo, which found that 27% of the academic authors use tools like ChatGPT to enhance readability. This marks a paradigm shift in how scholars engage with language, allowing them to focus more on ideas and less on grammar or syntax. Then we can take another example as well here. That's a case study 2. disciplinary adoption patterns. Say, for example, you have a reference like trends in gender, field, tone, and preferences. Then AI used more in humanities and social sciences. That there's another section. I'm just giving you a case study related to academic writing. Then the convergence in style and writing styles and noted and all that. So in these case studies, we can see a pattern being adopted. Say, for example, in this slide, it discusses Lin and Zhu's 2025 analysis of AI usage in academia. The study revealed notable differences across disciplines with higher adoption in humanities. It also found a stylistic convergence, suggesting that AI tools may be standardizing academic voice. So we can also take another example of case study 3, LLMs in scientific papers. So in this case, this is another case study. Here we cover Liang 2024 work, which studied the increasing presence of LLMs in research articles, especially on archives. So the research emphasized transparency in AI usage, with many authors acknowledging Chat, GPT, and similar tools in their methodology or acknowledgement. Then we can take another example of we have another example of COVID-19. Let's say how to write a report about. So in this case, when we talk about COVID-19, so this case study highlights the U.S. government's use of systems theory to coordinate pandemic communications. Agencies like the CDC and NIH aligned messaging through structured, academically informed briefings, increasing public trust and international coordination. Then we also have to talk about the Ontario health messaging system, which is very important, and we saw how they used how they communicated, what was their way of doing things. So Ontario's Ministry of Health leveraged academic writing structures in tweets, infographics, and policy documents during COVID-19. So the strategy enhanced public comprehension and reduced misinformation through formalized, accessible communication styles. And another example I would like to give you is about Canada.ca style guide that you usually see on the government page, Canada.ca. We all deal with it. We all of us, either we use it for health, social insurance number, anything. So we go to Canada.ca. So this slide emphasizes how the Canada.ca style guide is used to ensure consistency in government documents. It mandates the use of plain language, inclusive grammar, and standardized formatting, principles borrowed from academic communications best practices. Then Elon University research, there's a research. Let's talk about that. These are all the case studies that I tried to put them here. So in the case of Elon University's research, students at this university explored media identity and deep fake culture using structured academic writing. This example shows how undergraduate research can contribute to global discourse when framed in clear, structured writing. So another example, probably it would be the last one. Another example is the case study NRC, SHRC, CRC Canada, with different divisions and branches or departments. So this final set of case studies includes Canada's NRC, which focuses on aerospace and environmental R&D, SHRC, which funds academic research for social good, and CRC Canada, which publishes wireless policy papers. So each showcases government-funded writing with real-world applications. So let's conclude now. Let's move on to the final slide, and here let's conclude summary and takeaways. So this final slide synthesizes all prior content. It I treat the evolving nature of academic writing and its role in education, policy, research, and business. So, academic writing is no longer confined to ivory towers. It, it influences decision making at every level of society. So this is what I wanted to discuss with you next in next presentation. Hopefully, we will talk about various issues about which essays and articles have been written. So five, six, seven issues, and how articles are written, how it works, how articles are written and presented in academic writings. Thanks for your time.